When I hire writers, I always look out for specialist writers. They have bylines in the specific niche where I need writers. But when you're starting out as a new writer, how do you choose a freelance writing niche? How do you go from being a generic writer to a specialist one? It's a strategic business decision on how to pitch yourself, and it can be quite overwhelming. Today, I'll be sharing a few specific freelance writing niches. They are common ones, and then at the end, I'll also be sharing some underserved niches that can pay really well. Before we begin looking at the specific niches, here are some general tips on choosing a freelance writing niche. When you're starting out, don't overthink your freelance writing niche. See, you don't really have a personal brand. Nobody knows about you. And don't spend an exaggerated amount of time trying to choose between various niches. Just follow the money, follow your interests, try to find the right intersection where you can enjoy writing while getting paid well for it. What is a niche? Well, it can be on the basis of your industry, such as finance, marketing, content marketing, or SaaS, or cryptocurrency, or it can be on the basis of your skill, such as long form writing, SEO writing, business blogging, case study writing, press release writing, conversion copywriting. You can even combine these two aspects and have a niche where you specialize in a specific skill in a specific industry, such as B2B finance blogging or long form SEO writing in the SaaS industry. So, where do you begin choosing your niche? While I'll have a list for you, let me help you get started. Just take out a piece of paper and write down your top interests and things you're passionate about. Think about the subjects that people tend to ask your advice about a lot, your friends and family. For me, when I started out, it was self improvement and business, marketing, and subjects like that. Simultaneously, I'll recommend topping this list with a list of subjects that can pay you well, such as cryptocurrency, such as digital marketing, such as finance, such as B2B writing. See, it's always more fun to get paid well for your writing. So try to find the intersection of your interests with subjects that can pay you well. And that could be the ideal niche for you or niches. A side note, niches that can be very entertaining to write about, such as celebrity, sports, journalism, and stuff like that. B2C subjects could actually be very low paying for the simple reason that there's a lot of competition. There are a lot of writers. People are even willing to write for free or for exposure. So, to get paid well and make a living from your freelance writing, these niches could be counterproductive. Okay, so now it's time to share my list of niches that you can start your freelance writing journey with. The first one is long form blog post writing. This is one of the most common freelance writing niches and it is my favorite. You essentially will write articles for businesses that would be published on their blogs typically, and they will be optimized for search engines. And you can get paid really well for such articles, and you can be on retainers. You can have businesses paying you for 3 to 4 blog posts a month that are long form. You'll be writing about specific subjects in an industry that businesses can pay you well for. Long form blog posts are pretty common in SEO writing for the simple reason that they perform well in search engines, and that is why it can be a very lucrative niche, although there's a lot of competition involved as well. The second niche is case study copywriting. Now, to write case studies, you can get paid really well because they are social proof for businesses and they can convince a prospective customer to buy a product or service. As a writing sample for case study, you can probably write a case study on your own business. If you're not running a freelance writing business long enough, then you can even consider writing a few dummy case studies. Just look around for case studies of agencies or other freelance writers online and follow their lead. Just write a dummy case study, and that can serve as writing sample when you pitch case study copywriting clients. The next niche is email copywriting. This niche can pay you really well again because email is a money maker for businesses. It's where the conversations happen with prospective clients that have already expressed an interest in a business and they are convinced to buy from that specific business. Now, as an email copywriter, you can typically write email sequences. It can be autoresponder sequences where you introduce a prospect to a specific product, gently add value to their lives, make them realize what pain points they are going through, and then convince them to buy. But as an email copywriter, you can even be writing email newsletters for businesses. These can involve sending out curated newsletters with links to specific pieces of content by a business, or even just general catching up with email list of a specific business. To begin your email copywriting journey, I'll recommend you to subscribe to a few email newsletters by your favorite businesses and check out what they are doing. Then you can start your own email newsletter that you can send out weekly, or create an email autoresponder on a specific subject that you have an expertise in. From there, you can begin your email copywriting journey by pitching prospects, showing off your email newsletter and your email autoresponder sequence. The next niche is landing page copywriting. This can again pay you really well because it requires expertise and you need to use every word in your copy very carefully to persuade a prospective buyer. Now, you can be writing landing pages for an agency service, or you can be writing it for a software company's product page. To begin your landing page copywriting journey, just check out a few landing pages by other companies and check out what you like and dislike about them. Read out about copywriting principles and create your own copywriting service landing page. That could be a great starting point. The next niche is video script writing. Now, a lot of brands are starting out on YouTube, or they are starting their own video podcasts or even normal podcasts. So you can make decent amount of money as a video or podcasting script writer. Here you will write conversational copy. So you will probably need to write scripts and then read it out loud and make changes. It can be a lot of fun and decently paying. So if you like writing conversationally, and this can be a nice niche for you. The next niche, and one of the most high paying and common ones, is B2B writing. Now, there are a plethora of sub niches under B2B sub writing. You can be in B2B finance, B2B software, B2B services, and B2B manufacturing, a lot other B2B niches. And all of them will be high paying. Why? Because businesses selling to businesses is generally a very profitable, although niche industry. To start out as a B2B writer, you need to have a certain kind of B2B writing samples in your portfolio. But even if you have a sample in B2B marketing, you can transition into B2B sales, or you can transition into B2B services. I have personally done that, and I can vouch that this niche can be really high paying. It can be a little too complex to get into, but if you can put up with the challenge, it can be really lucrative. The seventh niche on our list is finance. Now, personal finance has been a well-paying industry for the simple reason that it teaches people how to make more money, and that's why people are willing to pay more money to make more money. So as a writer, you can get paid well for writing about finance subjects. There are various startups coming around every day. Especially, you can even try out the cryptocurrency sub niche in the finance niche, or even related niches in the finance industry, which I will call like a sub niche. They can pay really well because there's a lot of money in these industries. There's a lot of investor interest. So there are startups that raise millions of dollars in funding, and then they're looking out for content marketing help. And if you can offer that help, you can get paid really well. The next niche is digital marketing. It's one of my favorite niches, and it's something I personally started writing about. I wanted to learn about digital marketing and start my own website, and little did I know that it can even pay decently. Now, a problem with the niche is there are a lot of writers, and most writers actually begin writing about digital marketing if they have any kind of interest in it. So you can get paid decently, but at the beginning you can get paid really less. Be careful in this niche, but it can be lucrative, especially in the long term. So now that we have had a look at 8 common niches, let's talk about 5 niches that are underserved and that are challenging for most writers. So if you can get into them, you can get paid really well. The first one of these is content refresh. Now, if you think about it, digital marketing has been around for over a decade. And in the last few years, there has been an explosion of content, especially in the B2B niche. So there's a lot of content that's lying in the deep corners of the internet in the last 5 years. There's a lot of content that has gotten stale on company and business websites. If you can offer companies a way to refresh that content and help them regain Google rankings, they'll hire you. So you can offer content refresh in 2022, 2023, and it's going to remain relevant for the next few years because now businesses have a lot of content, but they need to keep it updated. You can come in and be the content refresher for them. The next freelance writing niche is thought leadership. Thought leadership content is in the vogue. Brands want to position themselves as experts, as thought leaders in their industries and their niches. That is why they want to do thought leadership content. It's something that helps them connect deeper with their customers. As per Animals, there are 5 sources of thought leadership content, and one of the most common ones is counter narrative opinions. In counter narrative opinion pieces, you will essentially have an opinion that's counterintuitive, that's unconventional, that's not accepted as the norm in your industry. And in personal narrative, you will share your personal stories. These 2 kinds of thought leadership content are where a content writer might be the most helpful. They can come and collaborate with experts in the company, with stakeholders in the company, and help them shape their opinions and unique perspectives. If you like creative angles in your writing, then this is a niche that you can try out. A great example is Animals, a content marketing agency. They publish a lot of thought leadership content about thought leadership and about content marketing. Check out their blog. It's a great way to get started with thought leadership content writing. Another underserved market is development content writing. Now, in this case, you might be writing technical documentation, instructions, maybe knowledge guides, and the like on business websites, specifically software companies, product companies. It will need a certain degree of expertise in these niches, or you may need to fake it and deal with complex subject matter. But this can pay you really well, and it remains an underserved market. So, if you like reading and understanding complex subject matter, then this can be a really lucrative niche for you. And the last 2 niches are actually not about freelance writing itself, but rather related to content marketing. I still recommend freelance writers to check these out. The first of them is content distribution. Now, this is content promotion on various channels. You will need to not write content from scratch, but rather distribute it across various channels such as social media or email, or build links to it. There are few people in the content industry who specialize in it. B2B Content Foundation is an agency that actually hires content distribution experts, and they specialize in content distribution themselves. So I recommend checking them out and considering offering this as a service and making it as your freelance writing niche, or rather content marketing service niche. Another content marketing niche, and the last one for this video, is editorial processes. Now, you may begin as a freelance writer, but if you are well versed in editing, in helping writers or managing writers, then you can rather transition into editorial processes or content editing. This can be really lucrative because a lot of companies today want content managers or editors to take care of the freelance writers that are writing for them. So if you are somebody who is well versed with writing and wants to specialize in helping writers, in mentoring them, in publishing articles, then this can be a lucrative niche, a lucrative content marketing service that you can offer. How do you use this list of freelance writing niches that I just shared? Choose 2 to 3 of them and begin writing. Go out in the wild, try writing a few pieces, publishing it on your own website or on Medium, or pitching to relevant publications in the industry. And get a feel of how it feels to write in these industries. Get a feel of how well these pay. Check out job boards. See which niches have the most job postings and just try out those niches, because you will be eventually trying out job boards, or you will be pitching prospective clients. So you need to know where's the demand. You need to follow the money along with your curiosity and passion. That's when you will find freelance writing more fun. So I started in freelance writing about various things. I started writing about celebrity plastic surgery and about productivity, self-improvement. But then I started writing about digital marketing. Why? Because I was actually also learning about it. I wanted to build my own niche website, and I wanted to learn about how to get traffic to the website. Little did I know that this can actually pay me. And once I started getting jobs for $50, $100, then $200, $300 per post, and even upwards of that, then I realized this can be a very lucrative niche. Eventually, I transitioned more into long form writing, but that is something that happened later. Initially, I was just experimenting and I was pretty open with my niches, but the process of specializing in long form SEO writing, which I do right now in the B2B niche, was very organic. Indeed, I know another writer who started out writing on Medium on personal development and just generally sharing their personal stories when they were struggling with their mental health because they had a lot of readership. People started knowing about them, and in their own personal network, an Ayurveda company, which was just unrelated to their main niche at that point, which was personal development, reached out to them. They started writing for them and eventually converted them into a client. And from there, they even transitioned into a remote content marketing job. But that's in the B2B industry. In all of these jobs, the common thread was SEO writing. They specialized in writing long form articles that are specialized for search engines, and that lended them a job, a full time remote content marketing job that they can do from the comfort of their home. But they didn't really plan that they have to have this niche. But if you're a beginner, I recommend you to let the process be organic, but at the same time, make the process fun and follow the money because that is what will make the process fun. Once you have chosen 2 to 3 niches, you can watch my tutorial on creating a writing portfolio here, even when you're starting from scratch. All the best in choosing your freelance writing niche. And if you need any help in getting started with choosing your niche, just drop your questions in the comments box below. I'll be glad to help you.